Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday, the 24th of January 2022. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to use the Line Strider Tarot for today's reading. This is another deck I'm not overly familiar with. I discovered a pile of decks, all published by Llewellyn, this one included. And they all come in these really big boxes. So I haven't used any of them for a long time. So let's see what this one is about. Oh, I like the background. This reminds me of the Rorschach ink blot tests, I think they're called. I love those. Anything where you can kind of look for images or symbols, I love any of that. So let's see what the cards look like. Okay, very ethereal, watercolors, kind of dreamlike. Okay, I just have to say, this is not the kind of deck that I find easy to read. I find it easy to read symbols. But in this deck, it feels like the message is almost being conveyed through color and feeling. And often I find that's difficult to express. If you're trying to give a really practical, grounded, concrete reading for someone, this kind of thing can make it a bit more vague. So it depends on what you're trying to get out of a deck, but that's just my 2 cents on it. Let's see what the cards have to say about Monday the 24th and what energy you'll be working with. Okay, first card is the Page of Pentacles, and this one is very conspicuous. This one wants to come out terribly. The Queen of Cups, okay. Page of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, and finally we have Judgment. Okay, Judgment. The 20th card in the Major Arcana. These two are court cards. Okay, so yeah, so the Judgment card is the 20th card in the Major Arcana, and it doesn't say that on here, does it? So that's another level of difficulty, especially if you use the numbers when you're doing readings. Okay, the Page of Pentacles is someone who has no clue how to do a particular job. It's their first day, they're being trained, willing to learn, very able to do it, but just no experience. So the Page of Pentacles is a willingness to make changes in your practical life. Pentacles is the element of earth, and it rules things like your career, your finances, your clothing, your physical appearance, your security in the world. And it's so interesting because the Page of Pentacles says, I want to do things, I want to make things happen for myself. But she has no idea how to go about that. And because she's learning on the job, so to speak, she's likely to make mistakes. So the Page of Pentacles is an energy that is really strong on this day. If you feel like you're 100% qualified to make a change, but in reality you're not really, then please hold back from that. It's not a good idea to just wing it. If you try and wing it on this day with the Page of Pentacles, it's gonna come back to bite you. If this were the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles, then you could make changes yourself and feel confident and there wouldn't be an issue. But because the Page is so inexperienced, it's super likely that he or she is going to run into issues. Next, we've got the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is in charge of the element of water. Water has to do with your intuition, your connection to source, to spirit, your psychic ability, your gut feeling. She's very focused on relationships, taking care of other people, nurturing other people, and really bringing out the best in them. So the Queen of Cups, rather, is at the center of this spread. This is the thing that will support you the most on this day. Tapping into your feelings, letting your intuition guide you. And rather than trying to figure out all the information. So let's go back to the Page of Pentacles that says, I want to make changes, right? You don't have all the information. Rather than going to the library and looking it up and researching it and saying, okay, how can I find this out? First, check in with your intuition and say, is this something I'm supposed to be doing? Because the Queen of Cups is going to help you out a lot. And if it's not right, it will simply feel as in, oh, this doesn't quite sit well with me. Like there'll be a stop sign there. On the flip side, if you do the same thing and you get the sense, absolutely do this, this is the best thing you've ever thought of, it's so important that you take charge and make progress and you'll learn the details as you go. If that's the feeling you get, then honor that and go. What's interesting as well is the Page of Pentacles can appear as a person in your life, and so can the Queen of Cups. So you may be around someone today who doesn't exactly know what they're doing, but tries to cover it up. And you may be on the receiving end of that, so you may get some misinformation or something that's incorrect. And then if you're working off something that's faulty, then your product ultimately is going to be faulty too. So just make sure that you double check everything. You could also be around a woman or a man who you're terribly fond of, someone who's a close friend or a partner or a family member. And by spending time with that person today, you really feel taken care of. You know, like if you've had a horrible 2 weeks with job and work and stuff, and you don't live anywhere near family, you kind of go home after 2 long weeks, and some kind soul says, let me fix you a sandwich or something. You just feel, you know, enveloped by the love, and you feel comforted, and it's like, oh, at least I'm home. So if you have the need for that, if you want to feel the love, and if you want someone to kind of take care of you a little bit and pamper you a little bit, that's something that you should engage in today. It's something that will strengthen your intuition. It'll make you feel supported and rooted and grounded. So even if you do make a mistake, then emotionally you're comfortable enough to kind of, it cushions the blow. Finally, the Judgment card, the 20th card in the Major Arcana. Usually it has a giant trumpet, and it's on fire, and it blows this trumpet, and all the dead rise from their coffins, from their graves, being called to some sort of higher purpose. And here, the Judgment card, we've got the angel, but it's wearing a mask, and the trumpet is kind of in its arm. Wow. So I've never come across this. The Judgment card in this deck isn't saying, hey, wake up to your life purpose. It's saying, wake up to the facade you've put on yourself, to the masks that you have chosen to wear in order to get through life, in order to get through to society or people who you think want you to wear some masks, plural. Be honest with yourself and take this opportunity to get rid of the mask and be yourself. There's no shame in making mistakes. Oh, so if you're someone who has done something in the past that causes you terrible guilt or pain or suffering in the present, but you did it because you didn't know any better, it was a mistake, an accident, you know, that's why it's called an accident, it's not deliberate, and you carry that shame and that guilt with you, today is a day where you can pull that off and return to your true self, and you can forgive yourself. This topic, forgiving the self, it's the best thing that you can ever do for yourself, but it can also be the hardest thing you can do for yourself, because it's literally splitting yourself in two and looking at yourself as something on its own and saying, I choose to forgive this thing. It becomes very, very abstract and difficult. Wow, but I'm really, this card is really a fabulous take on the Judgment card, because the Queen of Cups allows you to get in touch with your vulnerable true self. And then this angel comes along and says, hey, reveal yourself authentically. Doesn't matter if you don't get it right all the time. As long as you're on your own side, that's what truly nurtures you. Then even if you have had a hard 2 weeks, then you don't need to travel hours and hours to the family home to get a nice meal. If you're true and honest and a part of your own life, then you can nurture and provide that same sense of home for yourself. So this is a lesson in self-forgiveness, self-acceptance, and being your biggest supporter in your own life. Oh, I love it. We all need more of that, I think. Really. Okay, number-wise, we've got 20 and 1 is 22. 22 is the master number of the builder. This shift in personality, this commitment to being your true, honest self and not to play some role, is going to have a profound effect on your life, on your future moving forward. And the cards are saying it's something that you deserve to do for yourself, and you're also ready to do it for yourself. You're strong enough, you're experienced enough to be your true self, and it's none of your business what other people make of that. So if you've struggled to really, be the person you want to be, if you felt shame or embarrassment or fear or low self-esteem that I can't do this, it's going to be too hard. Look at it again today. You've got the angels on your side saying it's okay to be you. Please do it. This one leap of faith is going to nurture and support you for the rest of your life. Wow. That's pretty epic for a Monday here. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please. Hit subscribe and share the video online. And I use the tarot, astrology, and numerology in my personal reading. So I combine the numbers and the cards. I combine all three in my private sessions. And if you have any questions about your life purpose or relationships or the future or work, then please do get in touch. We can look at all of those. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.